Hey, my pretties, it's the Queen of Lions here. So, today in Shadows and Praise, this is episode 161. And today, since the last episode we reviewed was The Mummy, the 1999 movie, today we're going to be doing a sequel to the 1999 Mummy movie called The Mummy Returns. Now, this is a sequel to the first Mummy movie. If any of you guys remember watching the Mummy movie like a while ago, and I actually decided to go out of my way and basically decided to review this second movie. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say before, it is a sequel to the first movie. And this one has most of the original cast from the first movie, The Mummy. And this one includes Dwayne Johnson, also known as The Rock, playing the Scorpion King, which there is a prequel to the movie called The Scorpion King. I do plan to do a review on that one. But with that said, I am going to sit here and go on with, reviewing this movie called The Mummy Returns. Now, this movie came out in 2001 on May 4th. So, keep up with the Egyptian theme, since I did The Mummy and The Prince of Egypt, I thought I'd go ahead, do The Mummy Returns. And I am doing the Mummy movie. Like, I did the Mummy movie, The Mummy Returns, which is the one I'm doing now. I will be doing the first sequel eventually, and The Scorpion King. So, with that being said, let me go on with the review and explain what the movie is about. It is directed and written by Stephen Sommers, and the story basically takes place in 3067 BC. The Scorpion King leads an army to conquer the world. However, his army is defeated and is exiled to a desert of Hamshir. After the Scorpion King vows to give the Anubis his soul in return for the power to defeat his enemies, an oasis and pyramid magically form, and the Scorpion King is given an army of jackal-like warriors. The army of Anubis sweeps across Egypt, but once their task is finished, Anubis claims that the Scorpion King's soul, and the army returns to the underworld. Now, fast forward to 1933. Rick O'Connell and his wife Evelyn explore the ancient ruins with their son named Alex, where they find the bracelet of the Anubis. In London, the bracelet locks onto Alex, showing him a vision directing him to Shir. Evelyn gets captured by the Egyptian cult, who resurrect Imhotep from the first movie, with the Book of the Dead. They wish to use his power to defeat the Scorpion King, giving him a command to Anubis' army to conquer the world. The cult, led by Balatus Hephaestus, and includes in his enforcers such as Lochna and Milanaz, the psychological reincarnation of Imhotep's love, Anek Somnamnon, the O'Connell set out to rescue Evelyn, accompanied by her brother Jonathan and Magi Adarif Bey. Jonathan gets his hands on the mysterious golden scepter. Once Rick frees Evelyn and Evelyn flees, but Alex gets subsequently kidnapped by Lochna and is forced to travel to Egypt along with the cult. The O'Connell pursue them with the help of Rick's associate Izzy. The bracelet gives Alex directions to Hamashir that the cult follows. Imhotep forces Alex to cooperation by warning him that he should not enter the pyramid's boundaries within a week. The bracelet will kill him at each location. Alex leaves the clues for his parents, who follow Izzy's dirigible ship, airship or whatever it's called. Imhotep uses the Book of the Dead to give Mila the soul of Anaxionamnon, but in doing so, he allows Evelyn to unlock the memories of her previous life. So, as Princess Nefertria, the bracelet's keeper, and Pharaoh Seti, the first daughter. Now, at the edge of the oasis, Imhotep catches onto the pursuit and uses the magic to crash a dirigible. Izzy stays behind in hopes of repairing it, but by nightfall, the O'Connells infiltrate the cult, but in both groups are again attacked by pygmy mummies. Rick retrieves Alex while Erideth kills Lochna, and they escape the pygmies, who kill off the cult members except for Hazif, Imhotep, and Anakson Namilnam. The O'Connells have arrived at the pyramid just as the sun rises. The bracelet detaches from Alex, Anak, Namomon, Motep, and Hesvith, then arrive and kill Evelyn before returning to the pyramid. Inside the pyramid, Hesvith puts the bracelet on and revives the army, but in doing so, he uses the flesh from his forearm. Anubis then takes Motep's powers, wanting him to be fight as mortal. Rick finds Imhotep summoning the Scorpion King inside the pyramid, and he fights him. The Scorpion King is now an enormous monster, and interrupts the fight and attacks Rick. At the same time, Edrith and Medja battle the Anubis' resurrect army outside, while Rick and the Scorpion King fight. Asif is then caught in the melee and is killed by the Scorpion King. Jonathan and Alex eventually steal the Book of the Dead from Anaxionamum and use it to resurrect Evelyn, who confronts Anaxionamon. Rick then discovers Jonathan's scepter and is actually a mystical spear, which he uses to stab the Scorpion King, sending him and the army back to the underworld. As the oasis begins to destroy itself, or self-destruct, and the pyramid crumbles, Rick and Imhotep both cling onto the edge of the pit that leads to the underworld. Rick implores Evelyn to escape before it's too late, but she risks her life to pull Rick up to safety. Seeing this, Imhotep then pleads for Anaxionomeron to save him, but she abandons him. A heartbroken Imhotep then lets go and falls into the underworld, while meanwhile the collapse of the pyramid causes Anaxionamon to fall into the pit of scorpions, killing her. Eventually, Izzy arrives with a modified dirigible and rescues the O'Connells just as the oasis and the pyramid are fully destroyed. Not before Jonathan swipes the pyramid crystal jewel, they depart into the sunset with Edrith Bay saluting them before riding off. Now, that's the sequel to the Mummy movie called The Mummy Returns. And this movie, I have to say, it's a really great sequel to the first Mummy movie. Like, if you remember the first Mummy movie that came out in 1999, this one actually is a very good sequel to that movie. It has a really good soundtrack. The film was like a box office pretty much pretty good in the box office at the same time. And however, though, The Mummy Returns has a bit of, well, mixed reviews from critics. I don't really know why, but to be honest, saying that the mistake of The Mummy Returns is to abandon certain characters who use the plot only to clothesline for special effects. I guess that's from what Roger Ebert said, who rewarded the film the first 3 stars and only the second film 2. So, I guess with that being said, of course, with that being said, I definitely have to say that The Mummy Returns eventually gets released on VHS and DVD in 2001. And this movie, I would have to say, it is a really well-made movie because I mean, as a kid when I saw the first movie, I actually liked it, and as a adult, I still like it. And especially watching this sequel, I honestly really like the sequel to the first movie. Like, the first Mummy movie was pretty good, and this one, I have to say, it's actually a really good sequel. I honestly thought it was a really neat sequel to the first movie. Like, it does continue from, what happens after the first Mummy movie. It has a really good concept for this one. I mean, it's not the same as the first movie because I always loved the first movie, but this movie did pretty good too. Just as good as the first movie. Now, however, there is the movie called Scorpion King, which is the prequel to it, and there is a third sequel to the movie, which I do plan to return, called The Mummy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, which I'll probably be able to do a review on that the next Shadows and Pretties episode. But I thought, I go ahead and, review the second movie because I honestly really thought the sequel was really good for what it is. I do enjoy the sequel. I honestly thought it was amazing, well made, and it's flat out amazing, fantastic, especially with the good plot line, the good storyline behind, all the characters, and I even love the fact that it takes place right after the first movie, which the first movie came out in 1999. This one came out in, well, 2001. Same birth year as my brother, although my brother was, just a baby when that one came out. So, yeah. But with that being said, I actually thought the story was, well, not story, but movie. I thought it was amazing. Very fantastic, very well made. I do like the plot of this movie. I honestly found it was, amazing, well made in detail. And I mean, I could definitely say I like the first one, but this one did pretty good too. And I would have to say the acting did really good, the casting was good, as well as the whole concept of the movie with, the plot and, especially how everything went out, especially with the effects on here. The effects on here are just as good as the first movie. So with that being the case and that being said, I'm going to sit here and say right now that if you like the first Mummy movie, then I have a feeling you'll really like the second one. And I recommend you guys go check out the second Mummy movie called The Mummy Returns. And I recommend you watch it and, you know, because if you like the first movie or if you like or if you like anything with Egypt theme or whatever, feel free to, watch the sequel and feel free to state your comments and opinions on the movie in the comments below because I like to hear what your thoughts are on this movie. Like, you are free to, put out your, own personal opinions. And if you disagree with me on this opinion, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these movies. I honestly really thought this was a great sequel to the Mummy series. I honestly really do like it. I thought it was amazing. I know I'm repeating myself, but I do really like how well made this movie is, especially with the whole plot, the concept. I do like the acting, as always. Fantastic, well made movie. Especially with the whole the new concept of the movie that actually provided in this story. I actually like the storyline. I do like how, the concept of this. The soundtrack of it was just flat out amazing as well. So the soundtrack for the second movie, it's pretty good just like the first one. Now, with that being said, what did you guys think of this sequel to The Mummy? This sequel called The Mummy Returns. What's your opinion and what your thoughts are on the movie? Do you like it? Do you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better. Well, not story, but movie a lot better. And feel free to leave me what your thoughts are down in the comments below, because I like to hear what your thoughts are on this. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you're brand new here to this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. I will either do the Scorpion King next, or I will do the third sequel to the Mummy series. I don't know which one I'll do yet. I probably will do the Scorpion King movie before I go ahead and do the third sequel, but yet again, that's gonna really depend if I have time, and it's gonna depend on whatever I decide. So, yeah. And as always, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out.